The LittleBigPlanet franchise has become one of the most underrated PlayStation gems, and part of what makes this game so special is most definitely its story mode. I mean, who doesn't love games with a captivating plot, interesting characters, and a pleasant gameplay? So for today's video, I decided that I will rank the game's story modes from the worst to what I believe to be the absolute best. So grab a seat and be sure to stay till the end to see which story mode makes it to the top of the list. And I'm going to warn you, some of you might be very surprised by the results. Anyways, without further ado, let's begin. At number 8 we have Sackboy Prehistoric moves. And honestly, this is only because of how short the game is, and how it really lacks great characters. The levels are great and the music is very decent, but the lack of plot and the feeling the game gives you makes you think that you are playing a DLC more so than an actual fully fledged game. The story just follows Sackboy being somehow in the Stone Age, and just defeating a big T-Rex and saving the Cro-Magnon city, which is a place where prehistoric people live. It's as basic as it can get, and to tell you the truth, it is not nearly as good as it could have been, compared to the later games. Now, keep in mind, this is my opinion and you don't have to agree with it. It's just that I find the story mode a lackluster and a disappointing one. The only great thing about it is the T-Rex and the boss fight with him. And that's all. Even though I never tried it by myself, as I've said before, LittleBigPlanet Karting is a pretty decent game of the Little Big collection. But since we are talking about the story mode, it falls in the mediocre ones. And that is for various reasons, such as the lack of a complex plot, good and fun characters, and most importantly, the lack of a great villain. I mean, most of the LittleBigPlanet games have extremely good villains, such as Newton, the Puppeteer, and Vex. But here the villains are just some cute sack creatures that want to steal everything, and you have to race to stop them. All they really do is just do bad stuff and wreck things for absolutely no reason. I mean, at the end even they didn't understand what they did till the big trash monster got created. The levels are nice, but since we are not talking about the levels but more so for the plot, karting really falls below expectations. Still, it's an amazing game and the gameplay definitely helps it by a mile. Probably the most peaceful LittleBigPlanet game, the PSP version follows the story of Sackboy in a craft world where he needs to gather all the creators from across all 7 continents and bring them to the creative convention. Now, I said peaceful because if karting lacked a great villain, this one has no villain whatsoever. The only reason it is ranked higher is honestly because of the great characters and because I found the decision to not have a villain very interesting and unique. The interactions between Sackboy and the creators is really good, since you have to help them first to then take them to the convention. The lack of cutscenes though hurt this game. Nonetheless, it's great, and for starters, it's a great and a simple story mode. It's one of those cases where simple isn't necessarily bad. It really doesn't have to be a super complex plot to keep you engaged. I think it does its job pretty well. Speaking of lack of cutscenes, the first LittleBigPlanet has no cutscenes at all. But in this case, I don't think it hurts it that much. The game's best strengths are its funny characters with their unique personalities. And also your interaction with them. I mean, you have Dumpty there, what's not to love about the characters? Plus, the collector Easter eggs and the suspicious references always made it very interesting. The worlds and the music are always peak, and the levels are on par with them. As for the plot, it follows Sackboy yet again, stopping a villain from stealing the Imagesphere's creations. But it's a bit more complicated than that, since the collector is actually not really a bad guy, since he only did what he did because of his lack of friends. In the end, all the characters become friends with him and everyone lives happily ever after. I mean, if you could have talked with the people sooner, the entire distraction wouldn't have happened, but oh well, that would mean the game would have been pointless, so I guess they did it for content, just like me. Jokes aside, the story mode is S tier and it's only ranked 5th because of the other ones which are even better and even more enjoyable. Coming up at just outside the top 3 is LittleBigPlanet 3. Probably the most hurtful thing to happen to this game is that it was a bit rushed and the story mode was way shorter than the 2 previous games. Nonetheless, it has one of the most interesting plots and the cutscenes here are top tier. The story follows Sackboy just after events of LittleBigPlanet 2. I mean, the guy can't catch a break. He gets teleported by Newton to a brand new world, Buncombe. So after this, Newton tells him that he has to stop Nanaput from releasing the evil titans, and they both go to stop her. All this only to find out that she was actually his mom. Yes, literally, and she wasn't the bad guy. Plot twist, it was Newton. Well, kind of, since he gets possessed and releases the Titans. After this, you learn about the great heroes of Bankham and that you need to release them to save the world. That was basically my quick and hopefully good summary of the game's story. The best part of all this, and the most impressive thing from the story, are the beautiful worlds and the unique characters. The music also plays a big part of why it holds such a dear space in the community. Overall, I think it is an impressive story mode with cool twists and an overall great plot. Prepare to be shocked, cause for the first time in forever, LittleBigPlanet 2 does not top the list. That does not mean it's a disappointing entry, but it's just that I find the top 2 better. The game has incredible characters and incredible levels, but the thing that holds it down is most definitely the plot. It's kind of basic compared to the first part, which you will find later about. Stay tuned to find out and don't leave the video only because LittleBigPlanet 2 did not win first place. Everything is for a reason. Anyways, the story follows Sackboy and the Alliance, a group of special creators trying to stop the Negativitron, a giant vacuum cleaner that wants to destroy Craftworld, and to get rid of creativity. Yep, this plotline is in every game if you haven't figured it out by now. Everything is about creativity. So anyways, they form the Alliance and then battle against the Negativitron army, and in the end everything finishes with an amazing cutscene, which I will put in the end of the video. Probably. The music is the best, the levels and power-ups are great, and overall it's an amazing experience. At the second place we have the underrated game called Sackboy Big Adventure. It has by far the best villain and the longest story mode in the franchise, with almost 62 levels. And even though long, it really does not get repetitive. Trust me, every level feels like a breath of fresh air. The 3D worlds look stunning and the plot is great. Since the developers focused on the story mode, I think they really did a great job. The cutscenes are peak, and Vex truly carries the game in its back. The story follows Vex, a being born out of nightmares that kidnaps all the Sack creatures and oppresses them to work for hours on end to build his Topsy-Turver, a machine that transforms the world into a depressing and a terrible one filled with nightmares and no creativity. The villain has charisma, and the battles with him are always enjoyable. So Sackboy has to stop him from literally making Craftworld into a hellish place. It's definitely a story mode packed with amazing levels, and it will surprise you how good it is. If you haven't guessed it yet, the best story mode goes to LittleBigPlanet PS Vita. I'm telling you that this game has by far the most complex plot and the most interesting one. The story follows Sackboy in an entertaining tent in a planet called Carnivalia, a planet meant to spread happiness through all the Imagesphere. I said meant because it now drains the joy of the world. Sackboy learns that the puppeteer, the supposed villain, was once the greatest entertainer of them all, but when people hated on him, he became angry and threw all his puppets away. Or so it seemed, because in reality the puppeteer lost its puppets, and in an attempt to recreate them, he, full of greed, creates the Hollows. The Hollows are the real villains, and they have no heart and go on to steal happiness. The puppeteer gets locked up in a prison, and they continue in his name. After the final battle, he reunites with all his lost puppets, and through their laughter, joy begins to kill all despair. It really is a touching game with an incredible story mode, packed with emotions, great levels and music, and sometimes even jump scares. Overall, it is the best of the franchise. So that was all for today's video. Hope you liked it, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, cause it really means a lot for the channel. Bye, and see you next time.
Well, we did it! Or should I say, you did it, Sack Thing.
Slick, you rescued me, and you saved Craftworld.
You did. And it all came together through teamwork. Come on, chaps. Let's go home.
I was eating a custard cream, man, and it bloomed into the perfect laugh of a baby. From one to another. Poof.
Okay.
Do not take lightly your hopes, your ideas.
your fantasies. Let them grow. Nurture them. Then your wildest imaginings will soon trip the dream fantastic, soaring into the wonder plane and spreading into something altogether magnificent. And perhaps you'll see them again the next time you visit Little Big Planet.